My name is Ryan, a 37-year-old male, and I never imagined that my wife would walk out of our home for a full week simply because her friends convinced her she needed to teach me a lesson. My wife, Emily, had always been close to her circle, 3 women who seemed determined to see problems in our marriage even when none existed. They loved stirring drama in their own relationships and then gathering together and complaining about men as if it were a group hobby. I usually stayed quiet about my thoughts, but lately their influence on Emily had grown almost alarming. One evening, after a minor disagreement about chores, something that could have been resolved in 5 minutes, Emily came out of the bedroom with a bag packed. Her voice was cold, rehearsed, and firm. "I'm leaving for a week," she said. "Maybe then you'll appreciate me more." I blinked at her in disbelief. "Emily, what are you talking about? This doesn't make sense." She crossed her arms. "My friends told me it works. A week away will make you realize what you're losing. You need a wake-up call." "A wake-up call? Over dishes?" I almost laughed, not out of disrespect, but out of confusion. "You're leaving because your friends told you to?" I asked slowly. "No," she snapped. "I'm leaving because you take me for granted." Then she walked out the door, suitcase in tow, and drove off before I could even respond. For 2 days, I waited. I texted her, called her, asked her to talk calmly, but she ignored every message. Her friends, on the other hand, posted cryptic quotes online about strong women and silent treatment being the only language men understand. I realized this wasn't just a short break. This was a performance, a planned lesson, something meant to manipulate me emotionally. That was the moment everything changed for me. I wasn't angry. I wasn't dramatic. I was simply done with the unhealthy dynamic. So instead of pleading or chasing, I made a phone call. Not to her. Not to her friends. I called our family counselor, a woman named Dr. Harper, who had helped us years ago when we faced mild communication issues. I explained what had happened, the influence of her friends, the sudden disappearance, and the manipulative nature of the lesson. Dr. Harper didn't sound surprised. "Ryan," she said gently, "emotional withdrawal as punishment is a form of control. If she comes back, she needs to understand the impact of this behavior. You can't allow the relationship to operate under threats." Then she asked, "Do you want me to reach out to her?" I hesitated. Then I said yes. That was the call no one expected, especially her. The next morning, Emily finally called me, her tone frazzled and annoyed. "Why did you involve the counselor?" she demanded. I kept my voice calm. "Because what you did isn't a lesson, it's emotional manipulation. And if we're going to move forward, we need help." She was silent for a long time. Then she said quietly, "My friends think," I cut her off gently. "Emily, this is our marriage, not theirs. And if their advice was good, you wouldn't be calling me sounding confused and upset." She didn't respond, but I could hear her starting to think for herself again. She came home on the 6th day, not the 7th, and her face was softer, almost embarrassed. She placed her bag down and took a deep breath. "Ryan," she said, "I talked to Dr. Harper. She made me realize something. I shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have listened to them. I didn't gloat. I didn't throw her mistake in her face. I simply nodded. Emily, I love you," I said, "but disappearing to punish me can't happen again. If we have issues, we talk. We don't run because your friends think drama is normal." Tears welled in her eyes, not from guilt but from clarity. "They told me this would make you desperate," she admitted. "They said you'd beg me to come home." "Why would they want that?" I asked quietly. "Because they're miserable," she whispered, "and they want me to live like they do." That was the moment she broke, broken not from my words, but from seeing how easily she had been pulled into someone else's bitterness. Over the next few weeks, Emily distanced herself from those friends, attended counseling with me again, and slowly rebuilt the trust she had shaken. She apologized, not once, but consistently through actions, communication, and effort. And the truth is, the call I made wasn't to punish her. It was to save our marriage before resentment buried it. She expected me to chase her, panic, or crumble. Her friends expected drama and chaos. Instead, I responded with something none of them anticipated: boundaries, clarity, and professional support. And that changed everything. Sometimes the lesson isn't the one someone tries to teach you. Sometimes the real lesson is realizing who's influencing your life, and choosing who gets a place in it.